All right, guys, so I've been talking on this channel about things that we need to do to prepare ourselves now and post-squeeze. And I've been talking about getting our minds right. We got to get our minds right. We got to be mentally prepared. I've been talking about getting our bodies right, being physically prepared, because what good is any amount of money if you're fucking unhealthy and you're gonna die, right? You gotta live. We gotta live. We gotta try to live as long as we can. So we gotta take care of our bodies and our minds. The other thing we need to get prepared for, and what we can do, is we need to study the enemy. Now, in business, it's called, a very simplified form of it is called a SWOT analysis. So strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So you study all of those different categories about your enemy or your competitor. And we need to be doing the same thing. Because our competitor, I shouldn't say competitor, our enemy, this enemy is a strong one. Whether you like to agree with that or not, this enemy is very strong. They are very smart, and they have a lot of resources at their disposal. Okay, this isn't an average Joe. We're not like Logan Paul getting into the ring all of a sudden because he thinks he can box. What is that line? Is that from Fast and Furious? You can't get in the ring with Ali because you think he can box. Logan Paul, this YouTuber, thinks he's a boxer, and all of a sudden, you know, he's fighting a bunch of losers and he's beating them. Well, we aren't fighting Logan Paul here in the ring. We're fighting fucking Muhammad Ali. Now, Sun Tzu, The Art of War, that's another book. You know, I like to talk about books and educating yourself on this channel. Art of War, fantastic book. You need to read it. Sun Tzu quote, "Know your enemy and know yourself, and need not fear the result of 100 battles." And have we not been in hundreds of battles? Little skirmishes? We've been in hundreds daily. The short ladder attacks, the dark pools, the failure to delivers, the synthetics. It's just fucking endless. This motherfucker does not stop. They do not stop attacking. Because like I said before, they are a smart enemy and they have a great, vast amount of resources at their disposal. So how do you beat the enemy? You learn. The more you learn about the enemy, that's how you beat the enemy. You want to be one step ahead of the enemy. So, I'm going to give you a little homework. Now, I don't know if you've seen this movie or not, or if you've even heard of it. I hope you have heard of it, or I really hope you've seen it. If you have seen it, you need to watch it again. If you haven't seen it, you need to watch it immediately. It's a documentary. It's an expose on the Great Recession, 2008, 2009, what happened. And it's funny because I see the analytics. I see the analytics on this channel, and it's pretty much all males aged 35 to 44 years old. That's if you're telling the truth. We all know there's a lot of fake accounts commenting in these comment sections below. So whether you're telling Google the truth with your Gmail account, your Google account about your age and your gender, anyways, that's what I'm seeing. So 35, 44-year-old, a lot of you were around for this time, the Great Recession. But it's funny how quickly we forget. That wasn't even that long ago. And suddenly, you know, it seems like a distant memory. And I think we need to really study what happened then, because that will give us a lot of insight into this enemy that we're facing. So, the movie, I want to get to the fucking point here. The movie's called Inside Job. And like I said, it's an expose, it's a documentary on what happened in the Great Recession. And when you watch that movie, if you haven't seen it yet, it will blow your fucking mind, the nefariousness of these motherfuckers. And the scary thing is, the government was in on it too. Excuse me, it wasn't just Wall Street. The fucking government was in on this shit too. And then the government ultimately bailed these fucks out. So watch that movie. It's very well done, and like I said, it'll blow your fucking mind what happened, because it goes very deep into what happened during that time, and it's very scary actually, and it's very scary that they got away with it. So this is something that basically took down the entire global capital markets, and they fucking got away with it. So do you think if you think that they might not be, I'm not saying that the squeeze is not gonna happen. I'm not saying any FUD like that, but it does worry me. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm gonna tell you the truth always. What's going on up here in my brain, anyways. It does worry me that what if they can get away with this? If they were able to get away with that, basically taking down the entire fucking world, what's stopping them from getting away with this? Our play. Right? Again, this isn't FUD, guys. Let's talk about this. Let's be mature, grown adults and talk about this. Let's talk about everything, right? All the angles of this, because you can't just bury your head in the sand. That's not a fucking strategy. That's not a strategy. And depending on who you talk to, obviously, you know, there's a lot of people out there that believe in their hearts that AMC will go to 100,000, 500,000. And then, you know, there's the opposing argument that that's impossible. It'll take down the entire U.S. economy. You know, the stock, the company AMC will be market cap will be worth more than the entire U.S. economy. It'll collapse the dollar, all that kind of shit. So, yeah, I mean, maybe this is bigger than what happened in 2008, 2009. Nobody knows. That's the thing, right? We don't know that. If you want my stance on things, I don't want to give brackets of prices, because if not that I have any influence, let's be real, but if anybody listens to what I say and then they use that information and it either causes them harm or mostly harm, like if it causes you good, great, but if it causes you harm, I don't want to be responsible for that. But if you want my take on things, then, you know, it going to 100K, I don't know. I've thought about it a lot. I don't think it'll take down the entire U.S. economy or the dollar, because however many of this there's what, 7 million of us now. I don't think all of us are going to hold to that amount. I think a lot of us are going to sell quite early, to be honest. So I don't think it'll ever get to that point anyways. If all of us held to, say, $100,000, then fuck me, yeah, the numbers are staggering, but I don't see it getting that high. Anyways, we're getting off topic here. Watch that movie, Inside Job. It's fucking unreal, and it will blow your fucking mind how crazy this enemy is. And the fucking government is basically in bed with them. You realize there's almost like 300 lobbyists to government officials? Capitol Hill, 300 to 1. And a lot of these lobbyists are fucks from Wall Street. Watch the movie. Let me know what you think of it. If you've already seen it, let me know in the comments below. Peace.